Hey guys, and welcome to the third part of this week's Coffin Hero Show, which is going to be the previews part of this week's episode. So what we're going to be doing here is going through the previews books which just arrived in today, arrived in with this week's delivery. These are the September previews books, so these are essentially showcasing titles that are due in November of this year. As ever, they're broken down into DC, Marvel and Indie. Keith and I will do a podcast on this as well, which will go into much more detail, break it down much more, probably showcase more titles as well. But what I like to do with the YouTube stuff is just do a more of a brief overview, but just sort of get the key points out there for you guys so you can see what the titles are to look out for, the titles we're most excited for, and the titles definitely worthy of your hard-earned cash in terms of a pre-order. So as ever, I'll kick things off with the DC book. So the DC book is DC Connect. You can find this online very, very easily. Just go to dccomics.com, search out DC Connect, and this one I believe is issue 16. So you can look up this online, you can flick through it at your own leisure. We will of course have these books in store as well, so if you decide to pop into the store, you'll have the chance to have a flick through the books as well and chat a bit more about it. But if we kick things off with the DC book, there's only one place to start, and it's my title of the month. This is the one not to be missed. I am of course biased because I'm an absolute Jock fanboy. Don't care, this looks incredible. This is going to be a 3-issue Black Label series. It's going to be Prestige Plus, which means you're getting even more beautiful Jock artwork. And this is called Batman One Dark Knight. So again, this is going to be 3 issues. You have that beautiful Jock cover. There is going to be a variant by Cliff Chiang as well, which they have not just showed off just yet. But you have a look here on this side. Look at the preview art. It looks absolutely glorious. Jock is both writing and drawing, so he hasn't actually written a Batman story before. So that in itself makes this really exciting. And also the fact that he's on art is just incredible. You flick through the DC book from there and you're essentially getting a breakdown of all the Fear State tie-ins. So Fear State does look pretty massive. I mean, you've got the Fear State Alpha, which is due out soon. Prior to that, there's a free comic book day, which is out this Saturday. So free comic book day this Saturday, remember, 28th. And it's going to give you a little bit of a preview of Fear State. But as well as that, you've got Batman 116 and 17. You've got Arkham City Order of the World number 2. You've got Batman Urban Legends number 9. I Am Batman number 3. Harley Quinn number 9. You've got another one-shot, which is focusing on the Gardener. The one-shot's been pretty sweet so far. And then you've also got Nightwing, Task Force Z, Detective Comics, and Catwoman. And again, all this information is really easy to find online through the DC Connect book, or even you could just Google Fear State checklist. It shouldn't be essential for you to have to read them all. You should read Batman would be my main one. After that, I'd look at the likes of Detective and Nightwing just because they're such quality titles anyway. But also included in this book is Fear State Omega, which is going to be the end to that as well. Omega, if you will. So that's that. There is going to be a couple of cool new titles coming out soon to showcase Robin. So first of all, you've got Robins, which is a 6-issue miniseries right here. So we're kicking off with number 1 in November, written by Tim Seeley with art by Baldemar Rivas. So this is going to focus on all of the Robins and not be a Batman title for a change. But fear not for you Bruce Wayne lovers out there, because we have Robin and Batman coming as well. Not Batman and Robin, Robin and Batman. And this one again, great creative team. Jeff Lemire on writing and Dustin Wayne on art, who I love his work. It's absolutely brilliant. So a big one that seems to be getting a little bit of traction already. This is Gotham City Villains Anniversary. It's going to be a giant size issue, 96 pages. It's got a rather beautiful Lee Bermeo cover. You'll see just there on this side. But this one, I mean, you've got talent involved in this from Wes Craig, G. Will Wilson, Phil Kennedy Johnson, Joshua Williamson, Stephanie Phillips. You've got art by Dan Mora, Wes Craig, Emma Rios, Ricardo Federici. I mean, loads and loads of talent. And one of the unique selling points seems to be there's going to be a Penguin tale written by Danny DeVito. As you well know, I'm not a Batman Returns guy or a Tim Burton Batman guy in general, but that does have me intrigued. I don't know how much experience he has writing comic books, but should be cool. Another one that's definitely up there, probably my top 5 recommendations for this month, is Dark Knights of Steel. Now, this is one that Tom Taylor, store favorite of course, has been working on in secret for 2 years along with Yasmin Putri. He has essentially said that it's Game of Thrones meets the DC universe. I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy, but I'm definitely a Tom Taylor guy. This looks class, beautiful cover. The first 2 issues are actually solicited here, so it looks like it's going to kick things off with 2 issues in November and go from there. So Bring it on. That looks great. What else have we got here? So we've got Batman, Superman, The Authority special. So that's going to be a little one-shot to mix in with the Grant Morrison and Mikel Janin Superman and The Authority series. We're getting a lot of annuals this month as well. You've got the Joker annual, which is going to bring back James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg writing, but also Francesco Francavilla on art. These guys did a fill-in issue for Joker recently, and it was great. You've got Detective Comics annual. You've got Wonder Woman annual, which has an amazing Mitch Gerads cover. That's just superb. We've also got Nightwing annual, Robin annual. So a lot of good stuff there. But one that has me definitely excited is the Justice League Dark annual. Now, Justice League Dark's getting a little bit of a rough ride at the moment. It's just featuring as backups in the main Justice League title. But every time you read it, you just think this needs to be a fully fledged title. So Ram V is doing the backups, and he's also co-writing this annual. It's going to be Ram V and Dan Waters, with art by Christopher Mitten as well. So a couple of cool box sets coming out. You've got this interesting one here, which is the Batman box set. Now that is obviously artwork from the upcoming Robert Pattinson movie. The three titles they've decided to include are Batman Year One, Batman The Long Halloween, and Batman Ego. So this is quite interesting. But in terms of trades this month, there's only one page to go to in this, and it's two masterpieces if you ask me. Again, fully paid up member of the Tom King Fanboy Fan Club. Don't care. Happy to showcase quality where it deserves to be. And we have both the hardcovers coming for Rorschach, which has Jorge Fornes on art, and Strange Adventures, which has Mitch Gerads and Evan Doc Shaner on art. Those two series are absolutely brilliant. I have all the single issues. I even have covers A and B for both. I don't care. I will be getting those hardcovers as soon as they come out. And then the rest of the book is just pretty much all your ongoing stuff, ongoings for, Batman Reptilian, ongoings for Batman 89, Action Comics, Batman vs. Bigby, DC vs. Vampires. Lots of great stuff in here. And again, you can find this information really, really easily online. So it's definitely worth a look. There's some great collected editions here. Nightwing's first volume is coming out. Harley Quinn's first volume is coming out. Superman Red and Blue. Get on Superman Red and Blue. Again, I can't say it enough. So that, in a nutshell, is the DC Connect. If you take two things away from it, in my opinion, it's Batman One Dark Knight and it's Dark Knights of Steel. So that's DC Connect. Next up, we have the Marvel book, which of course is going heavy on Hulk, which is a brand new #1. Donny Cates, Ryan Ottley. That's easily the biggest book in this previews book. I mean, you've basically got Donny Cates, who redefined Venom. You've got Ryan Ottley, the artist for the most part on Invincible, and this is going to be a brand new starting point for people. Now, there is a free comic book day out this Saturday as well. It showcases Hulk and Avengers, so get your hands on that. It's going to have a little bit of a preview. I know some people have read it, they're not completely sold, but we'll have to see how Immortal Hulk ends anyway to see how that's going to lean into this one. I mean, it's interesting, it kicks things off with Immortal no longer, so how much of that run they're going to take or how much they're going to ignore could be interesting. Continue through the book, you've got Venom #2, so of course Venom #1 is starting in October, Ram V, and it's going to be co-writing with Al Ewing, and you've got Brian Hitch on art, so there's still time to sign up for #1, but #2 will be coming there. You've got The Thing #1, which I joked to someone I was really disappointed about because I was hoping it was going to be a continuation of the John Carpenter movie. I stand by my words, although this could be cool. We'll see. But this one looks pretty sweet. So you've got Hawkeye Kit Bishop. This is going to be a new mini-series. So this could be pretty cool for some younger readers. Could be a cool entry point for anybody wanting to get into the world of Hawkeye. Kit Bishop, of course, is going to be part of the Hawkeye TV show coming up soon. And that's going to be a 5-issue mini-series written by Marique Ninjak and Enid Ballum on art. You've got Spider-Man continuing with Spider-Man Beyond. You've got Avengers 50. This is commemorating the Legacy issue 750. So expect that to be oversized. Plenty of writers involved, plenty of artists involved. 96 pages, so there you go. This one wouldn't normally have my attention too much because it has Iron Man in it. But it's Captain America Iron Man, and it's written by Derek Landy. Derek Landy did a brilliant Falcon Winter Soldier mini-series recently. Very well known for Skullduggery Pleasant, but his comic stuff's been really good so far, and therefore I will be on this. The artist is Angel Unzuta, and then you've got Alex Ross doing covers, so there's another way to bring you into it, I would say. Got a whole pile of Death of Doctor Strange stuff, so of course this is the mini-series coming up, 5 issues, but you've got Death of Doctor Strange Spider-Man #1, Death of Doctor Strange White Fox #1, so some tie-in issues there. Black Panther #1 has been solicited before, but it seemed to get a slight delay. So you've got John Ridley writing that. You've got Juan Cabal on art and glorious Alex Ross covers as well. So we continue on through the book. We've got Moon Knight continuing. We've got Eternals continuing. One for you Rob Liefeld fans out there. I know there's some of you. You're going to have a one-shot which is called X-Force Killshot Anniversary Special. It's essentially a one-shot to celebrate 30 years of X-Force. And what it's going to be is Rob Liefeld both writing and drawing this one. So expect very few feet, lots of pouches, lots of muscle-bound characters. But again, that's not always a bad thing. All the X-Men stuff continuing there. Another cool looking one actually is Fantastic Four Anniversary Tribute. They did this recently with Giant Size X-Men, and what they did was they essentially got a whole pile of writers and artists to redraw the original issue. So they wouldn't change the they didn't really get artists so much as more writers, writers so much more artists, because they kept the script the same, they kept the layout the same, but they got a different artist to do each individual page and interpret it, and that's what they're doing here. And it's a who's who of artists there, way too many to list, I can tell you. So continuing on with things like Black Widow, with things like Thor and Strange Academy, two titles I'm a big fan of. This makes me sad. We have Daredevil 36, which is being showcased as a final issue of Chip Zdarsky's run, but apparently Zdarsky has said he's not finished with Old Hornhead yet, so there may be some stuff still to come there. For those Star Wars fans, there's tons of new stuff this month. You've got Crimson Reign #1. This is going to continue to follow characters from Solo, so I know that's going to interest quite a few people. You've also got a one-shot here, Star Wars Life Day, which has a little bit of Chewie and Han Solo there. By this point, War of the Bounty Hunters is over, so the titles will be going back to their own sort of status. So Darth Vader, Bounty Hunters, Aphra, all that good stuff. And then the back of the book is essentially your collected editions, and I just wanted to showcase a couple here. So first of all, you've got this brilliant one here, which is Thor by Jason Aaron. He's been releasing the, well, not him personally, Marvel have been releasing trade paperback collections of all this, but a big chunky omnibus is great. It's written by Jason Aaron, Noel Stevenson, and sorry, I have to do a wrestling plug here because the greatest thing of all time happened last week. CM Punk joined AEW. CM Punk also wrote some Thor issues as well. Same guy, what a moment. Check it out if you haven't. Even if you're not into wrestling, goosebumps. So that Thor by Jason Aaron one looks great. You've got She-Hulk by Peter David omnibus coming up. I know quite a lot of people in store are excited about that. You've got War of the Realms getting a new reprint. You've got Star Wars Darth Vader by Kieran Gillen and Salvador Rocca. But the other thing I just wanted to showcase really, really quickly is the Epic collections, because there's some really, really good ones coming this month, if I can find them quickly enough where I'm not just talking for the sake of talking. But yeah, you've got Venom Lethal Protector trade paperback, so going into all those issues. You've got a brilliant looking Silver Surfer Epic collection there. You've got Hawkeye, going back right to the start as well. Volume 1 in the Hawkeye Epic collections. You got Conan stuff coming. Just loads of great Epic collections coming up. And again, they're just such great ways to read some of the older stories. So again, that's just in a nutshell the Marvel book. And again, these books, I can't emphasize enough, they'll always be in store for you guys to have a click through. This one I'm a little less prepared for because I actually haven't looked at this book yet, and I'm even looking at it upside down. So we're going to move on to the main previews book, and again, this is a case of going through your Image stuff, your Boom stuff, your Dark Horse, your Dynamite. So again, I'll just go through this very quickly. So definitely the title of the month for me indie-wise is Newburn #1. It's Detective Noir, sold already. It's written by Chip Zdarsky, sold already. It's drawn by Jacob Phillips, even more sold. So yeah, definitely on board for this one. It says it's for a hard-boiled detective series for fans of Raymond Chandler classics and Brubaker and Phillips stuff like Criminal. So sold. So that's definitely one to look forward to there from Image. Now, what else have we got here? This is an interesting one. This is one called Phenom X. It's drawn by Chris Batista, but what's interesting is the creative team in terms of writing. You've got John Leguizamo, the actor, Aram Rappaport and Joe Mikiek. An action-packed superhero series for fans of Spawn and Berserker. So that one might be worth checking out. It's always interesting when actors and directors try to spread their wings a little bit and write some new stuff. This is another one I'm really looking forward to, actually, and we'll definitely talk about this in the podcast quite a bit. This is called What's the Furthest Place from Here? This is a new Image title from Matthew Rosenberg. And the artist on this one is Tyler Boss. These guys worked together on a brilliant series before called Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. Tyler Boss also recently did another series which was very good, Dead Dog's Bite. So with Rosenberg writing and also with Tyler Boss on art, that's class. Interesting as well when it comes to the variant covers, you've got a Scotty Young one, which is cool. You've got a Brian Michael Bendis variant. That's just the most random thing ever. But what's also interesting as well, and I know some people were asking about this, you've got What's the Furthest Place From Here, #1 Deluxe Edition, which comes with a 7-inch record as well. So I would imagine this will be pre-order only. I don't see us ordering a lot of these on top of it because it's obviously quite niche, but it's also really, really cool. So it essentially, every issue of this post-apocalyptic coming-of-age series will have an extremely limited deluxe edition featuring an exclusive variant cover and a 7-inch record with 2 songs from some of today's best indie and punk bands. So that sounds like a really cool, really unique way of doing it. We've got Silver Coin coming back with a brand new #6, brand new story arc, November 3rd. Joshua Williamson writing this one, so bring that on, please. Ooh, nice. Geiger is getting an 80-page giant. You don't see this happen often with indie titles. Usually you'll see it with DC and Marvel stuff a lot, but very, very rarely with indie titles. So that's really, really cool. Good, strong team on that as well. And then around the same time, you'll be getting the Geiger Volume 1 trade paperback, so you can have the whole story again. You've got stuff like Home, the trade paperback coming up. You've got Shadecraft Volume 1, which is an absolutely brilliant series. Written by Joe Henderson, art by Lee Garbey, who of course did great work on Skyward. I've talked about this title before, but for those latecomers, that's definitely a great trade paperback to jump onto. You've got the last volume of Die coming out, which is volume 4, Bleed, which covers issues 16 to 20. So no doubt there will be a beautiful deluxe edition not too far behind for Alan to spend his money on. But we come to the saddest part of the whole previews book, and it's news I've been processing for a few days and I'm still not over it. But starting in November 24th is Deadly Class 49, which is the start of a brand new story arc called A Fond Farewell. And as that insinuates, this is the end of Deadly Class, and I'm really not over this. I wanted this title to go on forever, but at the same time, if this is where the guys had planned to finish it, then that's no problem. I also think as well, and it's certainly something I've noticed in stores, just a slight segue, people are always more willing to jump on indie titles when they're finished. So when The Walking Dead finished, we definitely saw an upturn of readers of The Walking Dead. When things like Nailbiter ended, people were more willing to jump on it. When things like, Birthright ended. I don't want to say when Saga ended because it's still only halfway through, but, people were more willing to jump on it because it was 9 volumes right there. So, what's this? Saga number 55 in it? No, I'm only joking. Sorry, Vicky's in the background, so I couldn't resist. So that's pretty much the image side of things, but we can jump on to Dark Horse now. And I'd mentioned Brian Michael Bendis doing a variant cover for an image title. He's actually doing a Dark Horse title. He's writing, and art is Stephen Byrne, who's a really, really cool artist. It's called Joy Operation. It's going to be brand new #1 of 5. And the preview art for this looks pretty sweet. I'm not sure if Brian Michael Bendis has done a Dark Horse title before. He obviously did work for Icon, and he's done work for DC, indie sort of stuff in his universe. But I don't think I've seen him do Dark Horse before, so that's quite an interesting one to keep an eye out for. We've got some Stranger Things stuff coming up. You've got a winter special, a brand new one-shot there. So some cool stuff. Not a lot grabbing me in the Dark Horse, I have to say. There are some cool trades coming though. There's a really good series I've been enjoying. Good horror title called Parasomnia. And it's hitting trade paperback, and that is Cullen Bunn and Andrea Muti, who of course was the artist on serial killer title. It just completely having a blank right now. Aftershock. It'll come to me at some point, but yeah, really, really good artist Andrea Muti, and that series has been pretty sweet so far. But we move on to IDW, the little bit of a emphasis here on Sonic the Hedgehog. So we're getting a brand new 4-issue mini-series for Sonic. One of 4, Sonic the Hedgehog Imposter Syndrome. So one to keep an eye out for. Kanto is continuing. It's up as far as issue 4 with Lionhearted, which is the 3rd complete story arc. Although you did, of course, have that little segue one, City of Giants, as well. Got some more Turtles stuff, lots of Transformers stuff. I mean, IDW go big on Transformers every single month. Then we move into the Dynamite section, which usually means I skip the whole thing. But there was one title here that actually caught my eye. which looks pretty cool. So we ignore all the porn stuff, Vampirella, Red Sonja, all the rest. There's one called Dying Light. This is a trade paperback that looks really cool, written by Fred Van Lente, and looks to be very horror based. And it's being released as a graphic novel as opposed to the single issues, due out on the 24th of November. So I think I'll have that on the board, and we'll definitely look into that a wee bit more. But we continue through Dynamite because, again, well, Army of Darkness 1979 looks really cool. You've got Rodney Barnes writing that, and that is, Army of Darkness meets the writer of Philadelphia. How can you not like that? But we'll skip past that and move away from Dynamite, and we'll move on to Boom Studios. So there was one that caught my eye here straight away. This is written by Christopher Cantwell, who's been doing some great work with Marvel, but also a really cool title through Vault Comics called The Blue Flame. So it's written by Christopher Cantwell, it's drawn by Luca Casalanguida, and it's called Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body. So this is a brand new conspiracy crime thriller, perfect for fans of Department of Truth and Time Before Time. And the preview art and covers there look fantastic. So for this one, it's Where is Lee Harvey Oswald's Body? The Kennedy assassination is a rat's nest of conspiracy theories, mafia involvement, the second gunman, government cover-up. But the most important chapter of this sordid tale may just be the theory that the body buried at Oswald's Rose Hill gravesite is not actually Lee Harvey himself. Meet the ragtag group of useful idiots who are unwittingly brought together to clean up the crime of the century. A wannabe cowboy from Wisconsin, a Buddy Holly idolizing former car thief, a world-weary civil rights activist ready for revolution, and a field G-man who still acts the part, and specifically regarding the matter of Oswald's body. That looks great. Brilliant creative team. Preview art looks really strong. I'd say that'll be very high up our choices this month as well. So we continue on. You've got your Buffy stuff. Definitely a trade paperback to get your hands on from Boom Studios. It's actually not hitting until January, so it's actually an advanced solicit. But again, being one of my favorite titles this year, The Many Deaths of Lila Starr. So Ram V, Felipe Andrade. Brilliant title. There's just one issue of that to go. It's a 5-issue mini-series. We're 4 deep so far. We have House of Slaughter. We're hitting number 2 for that. So, of course, this is a spin-off from Something Is Killing the Children. One thing I just wanted to point out here, which is really cool, and again, this will probably be pre-orders only because I would imagine these will sell out pretty quickly. And it's an advanced solicit again due in February, but they're doing these Something Is Killing the Children storage boxes. What we find with printed storage boxes in the store is that, A, you need to pre-order them in advance because they're like rocking horse crap, they're really hard to get your hands on after that passes. But they're also thicker boxes. They're more durable than your traditional standard short boxes, which I should say we got back in stock this week after a few weeks of not having them. But I'm definitely going to be getting one of those for myself. So if you are interested in stuff like that, again, the earlier we know, the better, just so we can guarantee them that way. So we continue on, and I just know the next section I'm probably going to stop at is Aftershock. Yes, indeed. So a couple of new titles here. Looks like Cullen Bunn is writing another title. Does that man ever stop writing? An artist on this is Sammy Cavella. This is called The Heathens. When evil men and women escape from the depths of the eternal abyss, the Pirate Queen Lady Sith is sent to retrieve them. But when one of the history's most notorious killers breaks free, even she needs help. Enter the Heathens. Lucky Luciano, Bumpy Johnson, Sophia the Golden Hand, and Billy the Kid. From hell they came to met out a justice as dark as their own tormented souls. So that looks really cool. I've just remembered it's Maniac of New York that Andrea Moody drew. I knew it'd come to me at some point. What else we got? Miskatonic was one based on the Legends of Cthulhu, and that was one I know a lot of guys in store enjoyed. They seem to be releasing just a wee one-shot here, prestige format. So that's going to be 48 pages. So again, if you enjoyed that, that's definitely one you'll want to be getting on board. After Aftershock, no doubt, we're going to hit a little bit of AWA because they usually have something new every month. And here's hoping they don't make a liar out of me. Because again, I have not looked through this book. You're discovering this with me for the first time. So let's see, get past the Avatar Press, the torture porn section as I like to call it. There is indeed a brand new number 1, and that is called Knighted. Now, this is written by Greg Hurwitz. I know Greg Hurwitz had a lot to do with Legends of the Dark Knight, Vengeance of the Moon Knight. You've got art by Mark Teixeira here, who's worked on Ghost Rider, Wolverine. So a lot of really good talent involved here. And this is called Knighted. So again, a brand new number 1. And again, I always I always, recommend the AWA stuff to the hilt. It's all genre stuff. It's all 5 to 6 issue mini-series. They're self-contained. AWA is a great label for people who maybe don't read a lot of comics, as an example. And plus, how can you not love a cover that is clearly a homage to the greatest comic of all time, The Dark Knight Returns. And it's even called Knighted as well. It's almost like they plan these things. So that's AWA. There's a continuing series there, which are pretty cool. You've got Out #2. You've got Fight Guards, which has been great. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, which has just been so much fun. It's nuts. So that's that. What else have we got here? We skip past the Boundless because we have zero interest in that. I'll flick towards the back of the previews book because I think Vault Comics have been doing loads of interesting stuff as well. So let's see what they have for us this month. So, yep, brand new series kicking off there with a brand new #1 called Fox and Hare. This is written by John Chasue and art is by Stacey Lee. So a couple of cool looking covers there. And what we've got here is when Black Market coder Aurora Yeed uncovers top secret data that has tapped into the past lives of the citizens of Mazu Bay, her world is turned upside down. The mega corporation Sinistry designs wants its data back, and it's hot on her trail. We also have a new horror title which will no doubt appeal to quite a few of our customers, which is called Lunar Room. So this is written by Danny Lohr. Art on this is by Gio Sposita. You've got 2 different covers there just as a little bit of a preview. And again, as I'm sure you can guess with the word lunar being in there, this looks to be werewolf based. And yes, it is. A werewolf that's been cursed and can no longer transform. Cynthia Sinbreaker used to be a lot of things. A werewolf, a mob enforcer for a powerful mage, a name feared on every street of Solar City. But now she's forcibly retired from all those things, trying to get over her past job and past loves. Zack Zero is a mage with their own agenda, and right now, item #1 is to hire some protection. Normally Sin wouldn't look twice, but Zero may have just found the key to getting back the most important thing she ever lost, herself. That sounds really, really cool as well. So, again, I mentioned this on my pull list video. One of my favourite titles this year as well, indie-wise, has been from writer Michael Morecki and art by Nathan Gooden. That's a title called Barbaric. It's through Vault Comics. And this must be a resolicit because I've already ordered a ton of these. It's a hardcover release for this, and I cannot recommend that enough. It's like Conan, but with even more attitude. It has a talking axe that needs fed blood, but it also has a conscience as well. Just a brilliant, brilliant title and really, really funny as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the previews books in a nutshell. Again, we will be going into far more detail when we do the podcast. We'll probably pick out a few more indie titles there as well. Those are just the ones that catch the eye straight away, the ones that'll be going up on the board and the ones that we always recommend, a little bit of pre-ordering for. So again, the books are always in store. They're always in the corner. There's sheets there for stuff to be added to your pull list. You can email us. You can drop us a message on Messenger, whatever suits you guys. But that is the main previews book. That is the Marvel book, and most importantly, that is the DC book. So yeah, anything appeals to you guys, just get in touch. We'll get them added to your pull list. Or indeed, if you're just new to this channel and new to Coffee and Heroes and you want to set up a pull list, again, we can get that set up for you like that. No minimum or maximum amount of titles required, so you can be as lackadaisical with it as you like. So, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it proves useful. I hope you've seen some titles there that appeal to you. I look forward to seeing you guys in store soon, and take it easy.